Hi, my name is Tim, and in 2025, I attempted the Gravel World's 35 miles. I wasn't prepared for it at all. Each one of those 35 miles taught me some hard lessons. And this year is going to be different. I've already entered the 2026 Gravel World's 35 mile edition with a goal. And that goal is to finish in under 2.5 hours. I'm going to take every one of the lessons that I learned from 2025 and apply them to 2026. So in May of 2025, I effectively got off the couch and decided I was going to participate in Gravel Worlds. I had no fitness base. I had no foundation. I was just trying to reach as far as I could up into the sky. I was just basically trying to reach for the peak as quickly as possible. Now 2026 is going to be a lot different. I'm starting this fitness base in November 2025. That way I can finish strong into August of 2026. I built a 42-week training plan based on the information that I gleaned out of Joe Friel's Cyclist Training Bible. This is going to kick off with an FTP test on November 1st. That way I can see exactly where I'm starting from. I'm going to update my fitness levels through testing as the season progresses. That way I make sure I'm not leaving any performance on the table. Those of you familiar with Joe Friel's methodology know that this is going to go through several different phases. We've got the preparation phase, which basically gets me used to the idea that I'm going to be cycling 4 to 5 days a week and also lifting 3 times a week. Then we go through the base phase, where we increase the amount of volume and we start getting into higher intensity work. Next, phase 3 is called the build phase, where we increase the intensity and slowly ramp down the amount of time spent on the bicycle. Finally, the peak phase, where we give ourselves some final tune-ups in the weeks leading up to a major race. And finally, the week of a race, we don't do any weightlifting. It is all speed. It's not about riding harder every day. It's about letting each phase do its job. So the preparation phase, we're just going to get used to riding. The base phase, we're going to be increasing our mileage and our time in the saddle. The build phase, we're going to be increasing that intensity. The peak phase is basically just what it sounds like. We're going to start tapering off the amount of volume while keeping the intensity high so we can recover and race really strong when that time comes. As the season progresses, I'll be sharing with you the changes that I make to my training. Now let's talk about the bike. I'm upgrading a 17-year-old Specialized Tri-Cross Sport. This bike has served me well, but after spending some time in the saddle, I have found that I really need to adjust the fit and the gearing if I'm going to make my goal of shaving more than 1.5 hours from my time. Now, some of these parts are worn out to the point where I will need to replace them anyways. We'll take it a step further, and we're going to go ahead and modify this 3x9 drivetrain with a 1x. Could I buy a new bike? Sure, absolutely. But, I mean, I don't want to go and spend $3,000 just to shave 2.5 hours off of a 35-mile ride. That's a bunch of silliness. We're going to go ahead and cover those upgrades and changes in future videos. Training is only half the story. The other half is nutrition. I'm overweight, and I have been for over a decade. And if I can't increase my power in any meaningful way through training, I can reduce my weight through nutrition, diet, calorie deficits, and the whole bit. I even built a spreadsheet that calculates my needs and breaks it down into macros for me. The goal is to fuel the work and the recovery while trimming away unnecessary calories and therefore unnecessary body weight. I'll go over the nutrition plan in a future video. I know it's not all going to run smoothly. There's going to be obstacles. It's like bad weather, days where I absolutely just can't ride because my legs aren't going to turn over. Maybe even I'm going to do some traveling, either for work or for fun. That's all part of the journey, and the struggles are what make it all worthwhile when you finally overcome all of them and you achieve your goal. The key is to adjust without quitting. Just keep showing up, keep putting in the work, keep turning over the pedals. So join me over the next 42 weeks where I share the entire journey, the pitfalls, the highs, the lows, the training, the recovery, the nutrition tweaks, and everything that comes with chasing a monster goal like this. If you're a master's age cyclist struggling with work and family and all the other things that come with getting up there in age, go ahead and like, share, subscribe, enjoy the ride.